Hi, guys.
What is up, everybody?
How is everyone tonight? So, in case no one saw what I posted there, couple points of order. Check your pacifiers, your judgment, your bullshit, and your crayons at the door before we start this live. And there's already 14 people here, and I hope more people come in because there's a lot more than 14 people that need to hear what we're about to say. And first point of order, and there's a few of you that have seen it, and I wish Lisa was here because she'd be the first one that I would apologize to. I have a long fucking fuse. And yes, guys, we're going to swear tonight. But I have a long fucking fuse. But when it gets to the point of exploding, look the fuck out. People are calling me weak and timid and all this stuff because I don't put myself in the middle of every petty, stupid, bullshit argument that goes on in this. And here's the other thing. Do not type the word community unless you're putting quotations around it. Because we are not acting like a community at all. We are acting like a bunch of 6-year-olds and adolescent teenagers in school with a bunch of petty-ass drama that we are spreading all over the place. I actually literally wrote out a 3.5-page speech. And I'm calling myself out too. I am not above anyone else. And I want everybody that's listening now and everybody that's going to come in to know that there is not a single person in this room, there's not a single person that's going to watch this playback, and there's not a single person that didn't have the balls to show up tonight that is better than anyone else. Whether you have 100,000 subs or you have 1 sub, we are all human beings. We all breathe the same air. We all have the same kind of blood pumping through our veins. And God damn it, we're all here for the same reason, which is we all have a collection addiction for 4-inch vinyl figures. That's how this all started. There is not a single person in here that is better or worse than anyone else. Do you agree?
I more than agree. I the bullshit of it really seems like people are starting to think that you're going to get fucking rich off YouTube. That if you shit on other people and you get a few more subscribers or you put a little more time in or whatever it is, you're going to make money, you're going to be famous, people are going to love you more. Dude, it's fake shit. Like, Funko Pops aren't going to get you money. They're not going to do it. Nobody here is top pops. And I'm going to start with this. For myself, my content on my other channel fucking sucks. I don't edit. I'm not great in front of a camera. I don't buy huge stuff. I do the same thing as a lot of other channels where I literally open shit up, talk to you. The one thing I will say that's different with me than maybe some other channels, I appreciate if you don't even watch the video and you leave me a comment, I appreciate it. You can lie to me and say, hey, great video. I really know you're lying because the video fucking sucks, okay? I do it for myself. If you do enjoy it, thank you for coming by. Thank you for sharing that, and I appreciate that. The people I truly care about are the people that aren't doing the extra bullshit, that literally want to do this to create friends, to create a family. Those are the only people I really care. You want to see my Instagram, I don't talk to anybody. I don't fit in fucking cliques. I don't answer to anyone, and that's not a shot at anybody, but I refuse to answer to anybody. The only person I talk about or talk to things about is Brandy before I go unhinged. Monday, I wanted to lose my shit. I talk to her, and I say, hey, we got to do something. I want to do something. Other than that, I'm not checking in with anybody. So if somebody wants to point and say, hey, well, you might piss this person off, or they might kick you out of the clique, or you might fuck the clique. I don't fuck with cliques. Let me tell you something about myself. So when somebody gets mad and wants to try to attack me in any sense, because it's going to happen, because every time somebody vents or airs themselves out or whatever is going on, somebody's like, oh, this dude does this or this girl does that. Let me tell you something. I'm a broke ass kid, grew up in a broke ass neighborhood, a single mom that had me at 15, right at 16 years old. I have 5 siblings, not a dad in sight. My dad, don't even know his name. The next 2, alcoholic, drank himself to death. The third was gone right after he had the 3rd kid. I've had to play the role of being fucking daddy when I wasn't supposed to. I've lived eating macaroni and cheese is my best meal. Like I said, lived in bad neighborhoods. Everything I've got, I appreciate all of it. The people that I've seen growing up, great. I've had more shit. Like people want to talk about like you should explode and show your emotion and or you're too weak if you can't show that. Fuck you, first of all, because you don't know where the hell I've came from. I have, you know, I have a bisexual brother, love him to death. I've taken care of mentally disabled adults for almost 8 years of my life. And I realized my life is a lot better. Every time I didn't understand something, I put myself in their shoes and tried to learn. Um, you want to talk about anger? You want to talk about real shit, not fucking YouTube stuff? My my best friend's having a baby. I'm in the hospital, and I get the call that a man that molested my brother is getting released out of prison. That's anger. I leave the hospital, don't even see my niece yet, ready to do shit that's going to get me locked up. And this isn't to sound like a tough guy, because it's on the internet. But everything, if you want facts and you want me to prove anything to you, I can show it to you and I'll laugh in your face, because the shit in real life is way bigger than this. Other people deal with that kind of shit, so I'm not going to say I've been through worse. But if you can deal with that shit and then you come out here and you want to pick and poke at people on fucking Instagram and YouTube, we're clowning. I didn't fit into groups at high school for a fucking reason, because half of them are idiots. If you stay in a clique and everyone's talking shit about each other. Everybody's talking shit about each other. Let me tell you something. I'm going to name one fucking person, and I wasn't going to name drop. Some people love BOP. Some people fucking hate BOP. Personally, he's never done anything wrong to me. He has issues with somebody that I've heard he has issues with somebody I truly care about in the community. That person in the community knows I've talked to BOP. That person's never once told me, I can't talk to you because you support him. I don't really support him, but I have watched a few videos. That's the shit we need. And that person in his clique don't even have his so-called friends or their so-called friends willing to go out on a limb and help them. I try to help somebody and basically give my own shit away to help somebody's personal life. Nobody bites. The only people that bite are the fucking people that care about this channel or my channel, and they're like, I don't know about this stuff, but I want to help. Those so-called friends, nobody fucking reached out. Not a single person was like, oh yeah, this person's going through some stuff, I'd love to help. Instead, they messaged me back like on Instagram and say, hey, can I get the hookup? I see you got some stuff. Like, can I get it for retail price? You want me to hook you up when you're not willing to help somebody else out? That's fucking fake to me. Don't be friends with people on here if you're not willing to support them fully. Like, this person has no idea that they're messaging me about their own personal stuff. You know, I don't do mystery boxes anymore because we had a situation where this person was in the right. I had bought a mystery box from somebody. Everybody felt it was rigged. People came to me. They said, I think that was rigged. You know what? I kind of felt so too. I run a mystery box. Same person buys my boxes. Doesn't hit a big prize. They buy boxes to gift instead of me shipping directly to those people. To be fair, I didn't get box numbers to ship to those people, so I shipped it to the person that bought them. I got reamed, got tore into, and I am a scumbag because I'm working with this person so that they can get everything, they can get the big hits and send out junk to this person. The person that called me out on that was Sindin. Nobody fucking knows about it. You know why? Because me and Sindin are grown-ass men, and we kept that shit between us. Sindin didn't talk to me for probably 4 or 5 months. He blocked me, said, you know what? You do you, I'll do me. Don't contact. Didn't. I came here. Nobody in this fucking chat knows I had a problem. Like me and Sindin had a problem because I'd bring up Sindin and talk about he is a good guy. Just because he thought I was doing something wrong doesn't mean I dislike him. Because he had a good fucking reasoning behind feeling the way he felt. He then realized I am a slacker. And that's another thing we can cover. I don't ship my shit out on time. If you get a fucking freebie, there's some great people in here that I haven't shipped shit to, and they've never bitched about it. And thank you. I love you for that. But I always make up for it and give you big boxes. But Sin had no idea. I know Sin wasn't in our chats, but I had nothing good to say about Sindin. He caught wind of it. He messaged me, he goes, man, maybe I was wrong. We're good now. I asked him, I said, hey, can I bring this up? Because this is drama between you and I. That's where fucking drama stays. That's it. That's just one situation. And I don't understand why we can't handle that. And to call Brandy or myself weak in any sense, I'm far from fucking weak. I'll tell you that. This is secondary in my life. I'm so happy in my regular life that I'll give you the dirt on me 100% because there's nothing any of you guys can do that will make me feel bad. I take care of my fucking kids. I come from a shithole background and I rise above it. So if you want to come and throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks, be my guest. Come at me. Brandy sat here. We've all done things wrong. That's the problem. We've all done things wrong. If you want to address it, come to us. And that's it. Stop the fucking petty shit behind people's backs.
So I'm going to read this because I want to hit all the points, and then let's have a discussion, guys, because the point of this evening is not to energize this problem. The point of this entire evening is to figure out what is broken and how we fix it. Because push comes to shove, there are billions of channels on YouTube. The Funko community is a teeny tiny little piece of that. The world doesn't revolve around any of us. So all we have is each other, and if we continue to tear each other down, there is going to be nothing left. So I'm going to read this because I took the time to write it out and try to get my thoughts in there, and I'm going to tell you, I'm putting myself right in the middle of all this because I'm just as guilty. I have done some of this same crap. If you're watching this, then then somewhere you live, you have the freedom of choice. Most of us never met in person, and a lot of us never will. People see only what you want them to see on Instagram and YouTube. But, and I know this comes to shock to some, life goes on without YouTube and Instagram. I could turn this channel off and never come back to it again, and my life will go on. I can still go to a store and get a Funko Pop. I just won't be posting a video about it. This rainbow-colored world we've all built is part of life. It is not life. It's also not life or death. Whether you have thousands of subs or 2, whether you have 5 followers on Instagram or 5,000, we are all human beings with the same blood in our veins, and just like all shows, if one gets canceled, 5 more replace it. If anyone defines their self-worth off of watch time, post likes, sub counts, then yes, they need to look in the mirror. I did it. I did it every day during Owls. I watched the analytics multiple times a day. Why wasn't I getting this? Why did 2 people stop subbing? And it was tiring. I mean, it was aggravating. It was wearing, trying to figure that part of it out. It's like a popularity contest. Subs equal popularity. No, they don't. Because we all know, and I'm not calling anyone out, but any single one of us could go to one of those stupid freaking sites and buy subs. I also wish that Funko Pop's and Unicorn's statement was still true. She said it's a community, not a competition. Nope. Lately, it's a competition, not a community, and it's sad. The levels of negativity are rising. People are so quick to shoot first and ask questions later. I know this because I lived it. I woke up one morning, and now it's actually been 2 mornings, and I was found guilty, sentenced, and convicted before anyone had the balls to ask me what happened. I'm not special. I see it. I hear it every day. It happens to us all. Some of you voted for Trump, some Biden, some Kanye, and some not at all. Guess what? It doesn't matter after the election because it is what it is, and we still all have a common thread: collecting. We all got our dander up when then all that crap was going on with the election, and push comes to shove. It is what it is. The vote happened. It's done and over with. And we're right back to looking at what's going to happen at Emerald City Comic Con. It didn't end life. It didn't hurt any of us. We're all still living. We're all still working. We're all still breathing. As a human being, I have the ability to think for myself, as do all of you. I do not need anyone telling me, don't be friends with them, or I don't support you. You know what we sound like when we pull this shit? Oh, Betsy, you wore the pink bow today, not the purple, and it's Wednesday purple. So you can't play in the sandbox with us today. We sound like 5-year-old snotty children. We all have brains for a reason, kids. We do. Make up your own mind. You do not now or ever have the right to dictate to another person who they can or cannot support. In that sense, this community needs to grow the fuck up. Now, are there extreme cases where multiple people are attacked? Yup. But I certainly hope that the stands of the world are the exception and not the norm. And yeah, there's more than one stand, even though that's become an endearing phrase lately. Love you, JLH. This is not to say that I'm against us being friends and voicing our opinions to each other or even venting to someone. It's gonna happen. We are supposed to support each other. That is the whole purpose behind community, people. But it doesn't mean that I have to sit there and take your word as gospel. It doesn't mean that I have to instantly hate someone. And you know what? I don't care if we lose subs tonight. I don't care if we get thumbs downs tonight. Because the people who are thumbs downing this are the people who need to look in the mirror first. You know what? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and sometimes they stink. One person's feelings on another do not and should not mold our entire community. We all have brains, so how about we start thinking for ourselves? There are millions of channels on YouTube, and there are only 1,440 minutes in a day. Can we all stop pretending that YouTube revolves around and exists for Funko? We are a tiny fraction of a huge entity. None of us is more special. Can we stop acting like we own a time of day? They're called channels for a reason, and just like TV, if you don't like the damn show, turn it off. Go somewhere else. I don't see networks crying and dissing another network. Oh, you put a cop show on at the same time that I put my cop show on. I'm going to call you names. I'm going to go on your show and on Twitter and say bad things. No, you know what those networks are doing right now because the world is evolving into this whole streaming platform? They're working together, they're banding together, and they're building a better product. And that is what we are lacking. This group of human beings that in this Funko community are lacking the ability to realize that we are so much stronger when we work together.
Real quick, let me hold you there. The one problem we have now, as this is going on, we want to be part of the solution, not the problem. The stand word. Now's not the time to drop the stand word. In the chat, what we're referring to, a lot of us are aware of what stand is, and that's a touchy subject, and everybody has their own opinions on it. But that's another thing that we really shouldn't allow.
I'm using that as a generality of the extreme cancers that have plagued this community at one point or another. I'm not limiting that to one person.
Okay, the chat, we got to make sure we don't direct that towards anybody. Because from my perspective, I'm going to tell you this. This is how I'm going to show you we're human, because I have a little bit different stance on that. I feel some of that shit should be done, dead, not even talked about anymore, not even as a joke. That person sent me an apology. He used my fucking logo to talk shit about other people. I should have been pissed, should have been beyond pissed, because this person's pretending to be me and stirring shit up. But I've moved past that. Like, that's the shit that we got to move past. These fucking words mean nothing. When somebody is trash talking you or whatever, the trolling's got to stop. Like, if somebody's trolling you, you got to fucking quit. That's childish shit. But if there's that much hatred, that much whatever, push that to the side and just move the fuck on. We got to move the fuck forward. That situation, giving way too much attention to that fucking situation. Way too much attention to it. Like, my inbox is still open to that person. I do have conversations with that person. Do I feel like, apology was sent? I wasn't in as deep as everybody else. Everybody's allowed. If you don't want to talk to that person, hit the block button. Guess what? We're still friends. Brandy, I still love you. I know how you feel in this situation. I don't blame you one bit. I don't message you and say, hey, you should change your opinion. You
Nope.
know, that's not what it is. I think some really shitty things happen. Really shitty. That person really fucked up. But move past.
I don't want to make this night about that person, because that's not what it's about. This is about in the community in general, and I agree with you that it needs to move on. I have turned that specific phrase into the extreme cancer situations that have happened and have plagued this community. Done.
Good. Okay, so now everybody's clear, so we know what that means, so that we don't run and use it for other situations. All right.
So back to what I was saying. I am just as guilty about getting butthurt over scheduling. I'm going to call my own self out.
Don't start that shit. You don't have to forgive anybody, bro. You don't. That's what I'm telling you. You can feel how you fucking want to feel. You can come in here. You go to every chat and do whatever the fuck you want.
And Fox, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is your one warning.
You've done the same fucking bullshit in this community, bro, and people took you back. So don't act like you're holier than thou. Don't fucking do it.
This is your warning, Fox. Stop. I'm just as guilty about getting butthurt over scheduling. I'm calling myself out. Not now for CTV, but during Owls, I got offended when other people, quote unquote, scheduled against me. No, Brandy, you dumbass. They chose a day and time that worked for their life. We all need to get over ourselves, and until you pay for a day and time on YouTube, you don't own it. Can we stop kicking the shit out of each other? If people are leaving my stream, I better look in the damn mirror first, because if my content was good, they wouldn't leave. Or hell, just like TV, when something may be slow or there's a commercial, I may go check and see what else is on, and I may or may not come back. Each of us has the right to choose the day, the time, the topic, the graphics, what to watch and what not to watch. Again, not a single person in this room is better than another. If you think you are, then leave now. We've all done the same content at one point. We all started somewhere. I don't hate channels that grow faster, do lives, and get super chats, or even have huge Patreons and channel memberships. Good for you. Well done. If anything, I should be learning some of the ways that you guys have made it to where you are, and hope that someday that I can be there. But I'm not going to hate you for it. The day that is coming, my friends, when we can go to events, movies, vacations, or anywhere we want without the fear of dying and catching this mysterious illness. And you know what's going to happen to our little community that blew up over this pandemic shitstorm? It's going to shrink. And if all those channels that are just here to make money and don't care about the actual content and about the people that are supporting it, those are going to be the channels that are going to end up disappearing when life gets back to normal. We aren't here to try to hit 1,000 subs. If we do, great. If we don't, I don't care. Troy and I are here because we're trying to have fun. For that hour and a half that we are on, whether you watch it or not, or you come back and watch the replay, it's so maybe you stop thinking about the shithole world that is out there right now, and maybe remember for just a few minutes how great it was to be a kid. That one little thing that sparked that smile in you. And that's why we ask every guest, what do you want to talk about? What's that thing that made you so happy when you were a kid? When things were innocent, when you didn't have to worry about bills and taxes, and you didn't have to worry about, oh my God, someone didn't like my post. Really? There was a time when we all worked together, and it's when the world handed us the shittiest pile of lemons, and we made lemonade. Together! Now a year later, we are at each other's throats. For what? 4-inch vinyl figures? Does anyone realize how insane that is? We disrespect each other. We go into other people's lives and disrespect each other. We go and steal snippets of lives and send them off to cause drama. We ship off private messages and DMs to cause havoc. We send conversations of trust to others to intentionally hurt people. Shame on all of us. Me included. I've done it. I don't think there's a person in here that hasn't done something like that. Isn't the world a fucked up enough place already? We don't have to agree with each other's religions, sexual preferences, political views, or even skin color. But instead of tearing each other down, go somewhere else. Go find people who agree with your views, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. You don't need to infect everyone with negativity to prove that you're an asshole. Let's talk the he said, she said shit. You know what? There's 3 sides to every story. There's yours, there's theirs, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. There was a time when we worked together. We subbed, we liked each other's posts, we did awesome charity events, and we helped people together. We are strong together. But now we are fractured and broken and full of so much bullshit that all of our eyes are turning brown. This is a hobby, people. So, I'm asking you guys, all of the people that are in here, how do we turn this around? How do we get back to being, instead of a community, the actual word community? Because I would love to know, because I'm sick of waking up in the morning and finding out that some shitstorm happened while I was asleep and blissfully oblivious, because I'm oblivious to a lot. I was oblivious to so much when I was doing Night Owls. I'm not as oblivious anymore. But I'm not weak. And this is not me blowing up, and you guys do not want to see the pissed off version of me. I'm angry because I love so many different people, and I love the diversity of this group of human beings that have come together all over this particular brand, because it all started with this and now it's branched out. I love you guys for all of your different reasons. I dislike some people for different reasons, but those are my reasons, not yours. Your reasons for liking and disliking someone are yours and not mine. And Claire, that's fine. Some people are treating it as a business. That's their choice, though. I'm not going to hate on someone because they're like a Top Pops or anyone else who is earning money. If they're earning money to offset the expenses, good for them.
Whether I like you or not, I'd love for people to do well. I mean, that can sound corny and pretend, people can think maybe he's lying or whatever, but in the end, we shouldn't have to compare ourselves to other people to judge our own happiness. Like, I'm happy. I got a way smaller collection than a lot of you people. You guys have so many other people have way better channels, way better Funkos, way better cars, whatever. Like, but I'm not jealous. I'm happy. Like, why can't we be happy? Like, find something that makes you happy and be happy, and then share that shit together. Like, I don't
We
know.
used to so often come together as groups and open it up to as many people as possible and say, let's get this person their grail. You know what? This guy came because the community cared enough that I was hurting that you guys came together and bought me this. And we used to do this a lot. Not because we were trying to get sub counts or likes or watch time or anything. We did this simply to make someone else fucking happy. We've lost this, guys. And I'm not just referring to actually going out and buying someone their pop. What I'm saying is the sentiment behind this doesn't happen anymore. Why?
And neither one of us know the answer. We don't know the answer to fix the problem. And Brandy said it plenty of times, so I want to make sure that I voice it as well. I'm far from perfect. I've had my fair share. I just in this live, got a little too worked up that I wanted to let myself be. We fuck up. Like, we've done it too. I'm not I don't want you guys to think I'm sitting here thinking I'm innocent, because I'm not. But now, Brandy, myself, other people that have tried, we don't know the answers ourselves. It's got to come from everybody. Everybody's got to literally talk about it and figure out how the hell we get over this hump.
We've become a group of people that, for lack of a better phrase, gets off on hurting each other. It's about slapping the next person down to try and get the next foothold up, and it's dumb.
Very. I didn't care about being prom king in high school. I don't give a fuck about being prom king now. Like,
okay, let's talk about greed. Let's talk about it. To one person, something is greedy, and to another person, they're excited. Some people want to collect every single Funko Pop on the planet, and some people are just glad when they get that one pop that they've been looking for 5 years, and then you know what? They're done. And I agree with you, Sensei Serum. This is the first time you're hearing about any of this, and I think you just got to focus and make content. I agree. I wish people were just focusing on making content that people could enjoy. But what you guys see on screen and what is happening behind the scenes is the problem. That's the biggest problem. And Pop makes it right. It's sad because there will be people that won't ever make a change. But you know what? Every single time there's been an idea, it started with one person. And if that one person convinces one more, that's two. And now we've doubled. They each convince a person or four, and it doubles again. And pretty soon there is a change. If we don't reach any of you guys tonight, then we failed. If we've reached one person, and the next time that there's some gossipy bullshit going on, or the next time that someone says, oh, so-and-so was talking about you, grow a set of whatever you want, be it your boobs or your balls, and go to that person and find out if it's true before you pass judgment and before it turns into a shitstorm. We haven't brought any of that on Tuesday nights. We're going to continue to have guests on, and you may not like them, or they may have, in your mind, wronged you in some way. If you don't want to watch them, don't. You don't want to watch that show? Don't. But don't judge me just because I have someone on. I may not know that about them. I may not have had that experience. Some people like horror movies. I can't stand them because I sit there and watch them like this the whole time. They scare the crap out of me. I would rather watch a comedy than a horror movie. Doesn't make me a bad person. That's my choice. And I agree with you, Golden. Some people preach to you about happiness and then they shoot you in the back. I have seen there's very little loyalty left in this community. I have seen people who have stood behind people and watched them literally shit all over them on YouTube. For what? Ratings? Because you want to look like the victim? Why? Let's talk about this whole mystery box thing and the shipping crap that's happened. You know what? It's still not right. And you know what? I've gotten boxes that are screwed up. If we were truly friends, and most of us now only buy mystery boxes from friends or from Instagram pages that we know, can we not be a compassionate enough of a individual to go to that person before you blast them? Give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe somewhere some a-hole decided to take a nap on your box instead of the fact that they packed it crappy. Some of these these mystery box companies are sending out way more value than what they're selling them for. And then someone goes on and completely tears them down and says, oh, look at this crap. You know, this box came smashed. It didn't leave there smashed. It's not their fault. But you're blowing them up and saying you packed it shitty. No! 2-Ton Ted decided to sit on it when he was having his lunch break.
And the thing is be upset. Be pissed. You paid for that and it came shitty. Deal with that shit internally. Like, or vent to somebody, but I don't know that. I mean, I guess that's just how I would handle it. Just a little more.
McDorks, we're talking about how this community has gotten to the point of rather stabbing each other in the back than facing each other. Have conversations. Christian, you and I are a prime example of that. We had a conversation.
Hey,
And you
later,
know what? I
Daly.
was just on your show, and we are good. We didn't get along for a few minutes there because we had difference of opinions, but we were adult enough to talk that shit out.
Once again, send in. All right,
Good night,
perfect,
John.
perfect situation. I mean, that dude was so fucking mad at me, as far as I know, he didn't spread anything bad about me. I never got a message from anyone saying, "Hey, I heard you're a fuck up." Like, he told me how he felt. He's like, I'm done. I'm washing my hands of it. I'm out. And instead of me chasing him down and trying to prove that I didn't do anything wrong or to try to bash him for being pissed at me, I gave it time. And literally all it took was time. I didn't badmouth him. I actually brought up some of his cool shit that he sent in a mystery box because I felt it was cool. And now we're on speaking terms. That's like, there's going to be problems where somebody's going to be validated for the way they feel and they think like they feel like they're 100% right. Like you were talking about, there's this side, that side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. He had every reason to believe what he believed. But it just wasn't fully true. If he never talked to me again, I would understand. But no need to attack each other. Like, just move on, go separate ways. There's plenty. He doesn't need me in his life. I like him. I don't need him in my life. I survived for those 5 months. And for the smaller channels that feel like you're getting pulled and tugged from multiple directions, don't feel it. Like, don't let it bother you. Support who you want to support. Don't support who you don't want to support. Like,
And you will make it or break it on your own. None of us has to kiss someone else's behind to get shouts out and make it in this world. Either you have the content and either you have done the work to get people to watch you or you didn't. That's on us as individuals. I'm not. I made that mistake the first time around. I started sucking as much ass as I could because I wanted to get to 1,000 subs. Get to that 1,000 subs, then I can get monetized. There's people I've talked to over the past couple weeks. They're like, yeah, I got like 3,000 subs. I still haven't seen a check. Why? Because after this person takes their cut and that person takes their cut and this person takes their cut, the check isn't even worth the paper it's written on. And Bob, you have a great point. And this is the crux of everything. The community used to go live to live and genuinely support people. And if someone else was live, we'd raid them and show them love and support. And we don't. We don't do that anymore. Half the people are afraid that if you leave this person's live, they're going to get butthurt and come after you. Why weren't you watching my live? I got messages like, where are you? Oh my God, you guys. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning the night before with work. I took a night off. It's not because I don't love you. It's not because I'm not supporting you. I need to sleep. I finally got to go on a date for once.
This comment is perfect, and this is a good spot for me to point out one of my flaws. I'm gonna be honest. After I get done with my lives, I haven't been in Mama J's lives a whole lot. I don't go to a lot of people's lives. I got so much going on, but that's just an excuse. I'm not showing enough support myself towards other people. So there's another one of my flaws. I need to be doing more, like, to show people that, hey, I'm around. Like, hey, thank you for what you do, Mama J. You've helped us out a lot. Like, I should be in there more. I mean, that's another one of my flaws, but maybe if we fucking try to work on some of them, we can get it back.
And Eric, I agree with you on that too. We had a StreamYard together when some shit happened, and we had a nice conversation, and we, again, adult to adult, we work shit out. I'm tired of hiding behind other people, and I am so guilty of going to someone like Mama J or even Troy or Fox at the time and having them fight my battles for me. And that's not fair to them. I'm calling myself out tonight too, guys. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better YouTuber. I want to be a better person on Instagram. And both of us knew tonight that if this went sideways, we could lose everything. We could lose CTV. No one would watch it anymore. A bunch of people could unsub and unfollow. And if that happens, so be it. Because the only people that we want in here are the people that are going to start helping work on a solution of how we get back to supporting each other and being positive. You know, Dana, I missed the Divine live where he got his grail. And it bummed me out. I fell asleep. Honestly, I get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so by 10:15 at night, I'm cashed. And I missed it. But I want to thank you for starting that up again, because it felt good to get back to that place of trying to make someone a little bit happier. I miss doing that. And McDorks, I don't know who's blacklisted you. I know I again, we talked about this before. I've never heard that, and I'm sorry if that is happening to you. I'm more sorry and pissed off, and part of like a big like spur of why this is happening is what happened in your live the other night, and the absolute ridiculous homophobic comments, because there is no place for that in 2021.
Nope.
If you don't agree with someone's lifestyle, go watch something else. Don't go in there and tear them down for trying to bring 5 minutes of happiness to someone. Because if you ever watch those two guys, they're dancing together to their songs. They're doing this together to get their cameras to cooperate, and so that they're not all fuzzy anymore. I have never seen those two guys ever sit there and intentionally try and tear someone down. They're trying to do the exact opposite. And there are so many channels that are only trying to make you forget how crappy the rest of the world is. When there are people dying from an illness that, whether it came from this country, that country, a bat, a rat, a cat, I don't care. I don't care. We all grew together because all of a sudden the world went to hell and no one knew what was going to happen. The same thing on September 11th. Our country came together because all of a sudden the world went crazy. Just because the world's starting to get back to normal doesn't mean that we all have to go back to being ignorant assholes. And I know I've done most of the talking, and I'm sorry.
No. I'm good. I've needed a few breaks, so I'm kind of just like stuck, because a lot of these people, to be honest, a lot of these names I see in here are people I see a lot, and I think really highly of, and
Well, there's 65 people watching, and they're not all commenting. So there's people lurking in here that either don't have the balls to say that they're here, or they realize that they're part of the problem.
Right. No. I'm speaking of the comments, the names from comments. Like, this is what I enjoy. The people commenting. I've not seen a person on here that I have any ill will towards, and this is what it should be about. Like, everybody wants the same shit. Like, at least that's what we're saying. We're all saying we want this. Let's fucking show it. Like, we can't just say, okay, we're going to change, and then turn around and talk shit about somebody. Like, I'm sure there's going to be so much shit talking about, did you see Collector TV? They're a bunch of fucking clowns. Like, it's going to go around. Now it's our job not to respond, to not blow it up. I don't know. I don't even know where to go.
We're looking at the 65 of you that are listening to this right now. What are some ways, like, can we do a community event or something to build ourselves up? I know Dave has his charity event that's coming up, and you know, I hope that you guys all try and support that as much as possible, because Dave is doing something very selfless. And I'm here. I love you. I thought this was about happiness. We're hoping to get back to happiness, Mom. That's the whole point. Troy and I are having a blast on CTV, and this has nothing to do with the content that's going to be coming on that show. We did this on a different night so that we're not tying our show into this message. The problem is that there is this whole deep, dark world behind certain chats and behind YouTube shows that is existing, and there are so many people that would rather tear someone down or not let something go. Life isn't worth it, guys. Life can be gone.
And this is the shit that we're dealing with. Like, this is supposed to be our getaway.
You shouldn't have to worry about going into anyone's live and having to worry about whether they're talking shit.
Luckily, that's not something I've had to experience, but I know a lot of people do. They're scared to go to certain lives because someone in there they don't like, and drama starts, and then people get blocked, and then it goes to Instagram, and I don't know.
I'd love to do. Okay, Paw Patrol. Okay, here's a good one, and maybe this is what we do to pull it back together, so that we can pull off an entire day of positivity. Is maybe we pull together a 24-hour stream with as many channels that want to be a part of it or take shifts, and go back to being positive and working together for something. I don't care what the charity is, but it shouldn't benefit any one channel or any one person. I think that might be a good idea. Let's do a 24-hour charity live stream where we can just have honest conversations, because you know what? After 12 or 16 hours, you run out of pops to talk about, kids. There's only so many pops you can talk about.
You're going to really start to dig in and learn about people.
The truth is, some people love stirring up trouble. How to deal with it is for us to come together, block the haters, ignore the haters, and stay strong. And honestly, that's shifts. Well, Spectre, we're not all you. We can't all go 24 hours. I don't think it's. I think yeah, Caitlin, and a lot of people think that Caitlin and I don't get along. We're joking. We have nothing but love for each other. Caitlin is one of my favorite people on the planet. I honestly do hope to meet her in person someday, because she is one of my favorite people on the planet. But
we got to rent a movie theater out.
Pretty much. Hi, Vince. How are you? Don't give the hate the time. If you give them 1 second, then you're giving it fuel. If someone comes to you and starts, and we're all going to, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to fall because I'm human and I err, but I want to be a better person. But if someone comes to me and says, I have a problem with so-and-so and so-and-so and so, and this happened, have you talked to them yet? That's going to be the first question out of my mouth every time. Have you talked to them yet? Because if you haven't tried to work it out one-on-one, don't come to me. I'm hearing your side. I haven't heard their side. I'm not going to form an opinion. You two need to talk it out.
That saves a lot of people the trouble. Saves people from picking sides and feeling like you're not a good friend if you don't say what they want you to say or feel the way. I mean, dialogue, that is 90% of issues, like lack of dialogue. You talk about things, and unfortunately for some tough guys or whatever around here, me being one of them, there's nothing else you can do. There's nothing you can do but talk it out. And if shit doesn't work, then move on.
Just read that comment.
But she's my sis and Troy's my bro. Is that weird? Asking for Oh, we're gonna the threats is crazy. We need to toss the threats aside. I don't know.
There's no room, and there's nothing that we do in this community that is worth threatening someone. And now he's stripping. It's not. It's not worth threatening to harm someone, punch someone, kill someone, murder someone, rape someone. That's all uncalled for. I don't care in any context that it is. I'm going to kick your ass. Why?
Right.
Why, guys? Do we all, can we all comprehend that this is all an illusion and none of it really matters? I'm a property manager. Hi, my name is Brandy. I live in Michigan. I'm a property manager. I have a mom, a dad, 2 brothers, a sister-in-law, and 3 littles that I love to death. And come spring and summer, I'm going to be up with them at the farm, working on our garden. My dad just got 100 pounds of honey out of some hives that didn't make it through the winter. That's my life. Those real life, I can touch you people are my life. YouTube is not my life. Instagram is not my life. If we can start remembering that what you see on these screens and in those photos is a snapshot of that person, and realize that sometimes people have bad days and it may have nothing to do with you. I lost my entire family, if you will, a couple of months ago because I shot my mouth off. They're not giving me a second chance. One of them is. But I shot my mouth off. And deep down, I know some of it needed to be said, but some of it also was because I had a bad day. I was overly tired, and I didn't want to hear it right then.
I think we all have those days.
And Claire, we're not saying this is going to fix the world. I understand what you're saying, and it's not right. I understand, and I know about the situation, and I saw the situation, and I'm not saying that this is ever going to be 100% perfect or right, and we're not saying that we have all the answers. We're asking you guys, what can we do to stop it from going like this and this and this and this and escalating, and getting back to being friends, being family, and being a community, because we've lost it.
There's no way it's going to be all rainbows and butterflies like that. That's sorry, but you're an idiot if you think that's the case. But as a whole, majority can get better. Majority can fix a lot of things, and you're always going to have those outsiders that aren't there for the right reasons, and you're just going to have to get rid of them. I mean, and at some point, though, everybody deserves a chance. But if they're here to start drama and problems and not really fit in with the community and try to be a part of the community, no matter which part of the community you're trying to be a part of, if it's all negative stuff, then see you later. There's going to be bad people out there. I mean, that's everywhere. It's real life.
Yeah, the world isn't perfect. There's always going to be people that are not here for the right reasons, or they pretend to care about you, and then they will turn on you on a dime. And
blindside you.
It's happened. I mean, it does happen. But there are good people, and the good people, I always believe that there's good in someone until they prove to me that they're absolutely Satan.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a problem. I have that same issue.
But there's so many petty things that have happened lately, and it's sad to see how many people are not talking to each other anymore. There's some that are beyond redemption, and there's some of these things that I wish we could just stop and say, look, life is too short to worry about some of this crap.
That is 100% facts.
And that's what it's about, Eric Fry. That's what it's about. Whether it's me, whether it doesn't matter who it is that you're watching. If you can find some sort of comfort or happiness, that is the whole reason we should be doing this, guys. It's not about who has the biggest mystery box. It's not about who has the biggest wiener. It really isn't. Nobody should be. I understand that it's for some it's a business, and if that's the route that they go, that's fine. But there still should be some sort of love behind what you're talking about. That whatever it is that you're opening or showing off or battling with someone, there should be some sense of caring behind that, or people are going to see through it. I agree, Smitty.
100%. Self-esteem issues. Tear people down to make yourself feel better. Don't give them the satisfaction. That's the one thing I've started to realize is some things you have to respond to. But a lot of it's been baiting. People like to bait just to get a reaction so that they can. Goodness. Very true.
My mom just sent me that because she's watching. And I didn't tell my parents that I was doing this tonight. And I because I haven't really, I've talked to them, but I haven't seen them at all because I thought that I had been exposed to COVID and I came back negative. Woohoo!
Yes.
But I haven't been able to see him. And the other thing is I didn't want anybody to talk me down from doing this or say you shouldn't do this or you need to be worried about this. Because someone needs to say this stuff before we are so far gone that we're beyond saving. And I don't think we are beyond saving.
I don't either.
Who's in trouble with Mama Lane?
You for not telling her about this?
Oh, whatever.
Sorry, Mama. I didn't know you didn't know.
Matthews has pneumonia? Can we another great point? And Nancy, I know you and Cisco and we just got to know each other recently. But can we get back to this? Matthew, I love you, but you and I are going to talk afterwards because you didn't tell me and we've been talking all day. Lord, boy, don't make me stress about you. This is why I have gray hair. Matthew is part of the reason I have gray hair. And yes, everybody, if you guys can take a minute to send a prayer, kind words to Matthew, because we all know that Matthew has to struggle that much harder, especially when it comes to breathing. And this is a very scary thing. So, Eric, thank you for bringing some light to that. And this is the stuff that we need. And we didn't. I knew I was going to pop off, and I knew that. You know what? What do we got? Like 13 thumbs down now. I don't care. I knew we knew we were going to upset some people, and at the same time, I wanted to reach one person because, like I said, one person can convince one more person, then it's doubled. If each one of them convinces one person, it's doubled again, and then it becomes a movement. And I don't know, and if anybody wants to reach out with ideas on how we start some sort of a positivity train, I don't care if we're doing, like, every 4 hours we switch a charity or something. That, the Pops for Patients thing that we did was awesome. I know that Dave's got his thing coming on right now. That's coming up in April. I don't know what we do, but when we all work together, we are so strong. And we are so fractured right now, and it makes me very sad. Only 13. I have a record of 24.
But we've seen positive things already. There's people in here leaving comments that are obviously making themselves vulnerable, giving out information, personal information, and putting their face to what we're talking about right now. There's people that feel the same way we do. Some people are going to take it bad. Some people are not going to be happy because They want this. They want the fracture. And honestly, this has turned out better than I expected. Like,
Yeah, Dana. I mean, honestly, I think that's the first and foremost that's coming up
yeah,
is we have Dave's coming up in April, and then maybe we plan something. When it's nice out. I don't care if we're mobily running around showing you, like pop hunting or what it is. Let's do something where we all work together for an entire freaking day to try and turn this around. Some sort of a positivity purpose stream or something like that.
I'm down. I think it's great. I think,
What did Spectre say? Extra life. Everyone is always positive. And I love everybody who stops by. I waited until I got to see how zombified you were until the last 45 minutes of your live, and I just watched you. Thank you guys for coming. And I was like, that poor guy, he's got to just want to pass out. And yes, it's not going to be an overnight fix, Clary. You're exactly right. This is something that that is going to take time. But if each one of you takes something away from this, then it was completely worth it in my mind to do this. You got a little one?
yep. They came rushing me.
Oh. They want dad.
Oh yeah, he's crying. He's like he was trying to mess with the computer. He doesn't leave me alone. When I'm home, he's on top of me at all times. So he's probably going through withdrawals.
Spectre, is it something that you have to do gaming? Can we talk or something and maybe we can correlate this into what we all do? I think that would be cool. And I know not everybody can hang for 24 hours. If they can, great. If they can hang for 24 hours. But I think it would be good to also, like everybody says, spread the love. To spread it out to a couple of different things instead of just choosing one entity for all 24 hours. I think if we can spread it to different parts of the country, so that we're all unified together and everything. I don't care how many it is or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to do all sorts of different stuff too.
yeah, it's going to start with the little things, Jay Lee. I mean, people take things wrong. Some people think that you're yelling if you type in all caps. That's not necessarily the case. And a positively swap box with one box being yeah. There's a bunch of us working right now for a teacher in Illinois, and we're sending pops from all over the country to his class. So each child in the class is going to get a pop, and we built a map. And then I'm sending out this printed map so that he knows and his class can see that sometimes it does take a village, but it was a great idea. Papa Missouri came up with it, and it instantly grew. And that is such the good things about this community and why I stick around. Can we get Rodney Norman? I tried, but he kind of ghosted me. Like, you see, he agreed to come on, and then he ghosted me.
I didn't know he ghosted you.
Yeah, he kind of ghosted me. But he's a really cool guy. I mean, he really is. But he's also just Rodney Norman.
Yeah.
I'm positive enough to myself. I try to beat myself up when I don't like how things turn out, especially in this of my life currently. I think we're all our biggest critics. Any type of stuff. Extra life game, board games, things like telephone shows, etc. Well, yeah, okay. We'll talk Spectre, and maybe we can figure it out. Maybe we can join forces with that. That'd be cool.
I'll say I know he knows a lot more about this stuff than I do.
As private as it can be, it's amazing. I know a ton of people I've met through this community that could reach out in a second if needed. I'm here for anyone, anytime, if I know you or not. And thank you. I don't know if that's Mitchie or who's typing right now. But yes, and that's the thing, and that's one of the things that I told Christian is, sometimes, like you said, people don't always know what's going on in your outside life, and so just because they're Maybe not reacting the way that you think doesn't mean what you think is the truth. And sometimes that conversation is, hey, are you okay? Because they might be going through a rough time, or they might be having a bad day, or a bad week, or a bad month, or God forbid, thank you, COVID, a bad year.
Yeah.
We need to have some compassion. We need to start having conversations with people and talking to each other. We've forgotten we can talk to a screen and a camera all day long, but we've forgotten how to talk to each other.
Can you? Dave left something on there.
Hang on, I'm going back up. What
Yeah.
high tats?
No, above that.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it. This won't be popular. I get spread the love, but it's hiding the issues. Not everyone is going to love everyone. Like who you like and leave others you don't like out of your mouth. Exactly. Thank you.
We agree. Yeah, I was about to say we definitely agree with that. I think what we're trying to do is find something for the people that I guess are trying to make amends and build the community up. Something to do in that nature. Um, but I mean, I see where he's coming from too. Like, we don't want to lose the main focus of what got us to this point. Like, what we have to do to make sure the issue is fixed. But I just don't know that. How do we fix that issue is the problem. Like, we can't just stay negative and do negative things on that issue. Um, like, we have to do something to flip it around. I don't know if you have an idea, Dave. Like, I agree with you, but I just don't know.
And Sharon, you're welcome at any time. And that's one of the things I used to. We used to say it on the old show, and we haven't said that, but I hope everybody knows. I'm not saying don't come to me with your problems and don't come to me if you need to vent. I'm always here to listen. I'm. That's not ever going to be a problem. And CTV will always be a safe place
Yes.
because I'm not going to tolerate the drama in the lives. If you guys have drama between each other, take it out of our show. Take it out of everybody's show and go have a private conversation.
That's why this is on a Wednesday and not a Tuesday.
Exactly. Because why? Because next week we have the giggling master. What does he say? Something that's. What does he say?
I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched this video until yesterday. Okay, so you can't
Oh
ask
my.
me. I want to be honest. And then I was like, okay, this dude's kind of funny. Like, I might watch a little more.
And thank you, Rue Crew. There you go, guys. This is what she does for a living.
I knew I loved the Roo Crew.
Yep, and it's not even YouTuber. We've had, I mean, dear friends of ours, and that were considering this. And I'm sorry, there's nothing that we do or talk about or buy or don't buy that is worth taking your own life. There are a million people that are there that will talk to you and listen to you, whether it is a problem with someone else or a problem you're having in your real life. Never should be an option. And if we realize that we are a community, not with hashtags, then know that there are going to be people that will pick you up when you fall. And we are all going to make mistakes. We are all not going to be perfect because we are human beings. And if we start picking each other up instead of throwing each other down, we're going to get a lot further.
Yep.
Smitty, it's true. I don't care. What did Smitty say? I missed that part. Yeah, but Dave says that all the time. He doesn't care if you like him or not. I respect that and appreciate him being him and being real. I love Dave. I
Yeah.
really do. I adore Dave.
I can't find myself to dislike Dave, but I mean, I'm sure somebody could.
I watched his whole video where he opened up little fuzzy plush balls the other day, and I could not believe of him of all people was opening these things like the Care Bears and stuff. But
Right.
because it was Dave and because his reactions to things are so priceless, I watched the entire thing. It takes a village to build this community. We all need to do our part. It's easy to talk, but it's the actions, and that's exactly that. I mean, either it's going to change or it's going to start to change, I should say. Or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, I don't know what else to do. You know, we've been accused of staying silent for so long that we decided to open our mouths.
And this isn't something we really, get off on doing. Like, when issues were going on, I was kind of the calming voice. Like, hey, Brandy, like, let's just talk about it. We'll be all right. Let's not let people know that we're, being affected by this stuff. But finally, it gets to a point where it's like, all right, now we just got to address it head on.
You guys can dump on me anytime you want. You guys are welcome back anytime. I had a blast with you guys. And that's the best part about doing YouTube is I've met so many cool people. Did you guys see how excited I was to talk about Teeny Tiny Things last night with Marissa and Aurora? I loved that show. I've loved every show that we've done. With the exception of one where I got a little peeved. But other than that, I've had a blast and I've met so many cool people. And I talk to most of you guys more than I talk to real live human beings that live in my town.
I'm also here. Anybody ever wants to send me a message? I don't talk a whole lot on Instagram. I don't post a whole lot on Instagram, but my inbox is always open and you're going to get a response. No matter what it's about. And my conversations are always, they always stay there. You won't hear about me sharing any information with anybody. I keep everything, to chest on that.
And Ginger, as you and I have talked before, I've adopted you and your entire family. All the little Gingers, Mrs. Ginger. And yes, I know her name. But I love calling you Ginger. But I've adopted you. You guys are all good people. All good people.
It's crazy, seeing how many people are in a dark place. COVID doesn't help. But everybody, it just put everybody even deeper into a hole. And you really don't realize who's facing problems or who has demons. And with all this extra shit, it just makes it harder on people. I deal with depression and anxiety as well. I was really bad when I was 21 to 24 was my worst years because I didn't take any kind of medication and I was on the verge of, falling out. We need to have people. This needs to be something where if you don't have anybody close at home or whatever, and you're going through problems because that may be crumbling, you should have people here to help.
And this is not going to be a complete preaching session. I know we've been on for over an hour, and I didn't think it was even going to last that long. And thank you. Okay, look, we reached someone. My promise. I've done my trolling. I've said my shit. I'm done. If I have an issue, I'll message you. Block button is huge. I won't cause drama unless you drag me into it, and I'll destroy you. Maybe I should have read that whole thing before I posted it up there. But no, exactly, Dave. I'm not gonna feed into the drama anymore. And from now on, I'm gonna take it. If I have an issue or I have a question or I think someone's coming after me or coming after the show or someone's wronged somebody or I took something possibly wrong, I'm gonna go to that person and have a conversation. I agree. I honestly agree with you. I hate how mental health is still a bad word. And honestly, this being able to voice myself every single week is part of the reason why I am staying sane, especially when I have lost a lot in the past couple months. I mean,
quickly.
Yeah, well, the dog that completely pulled me out of my life falling apart, and I've got this puppy, and I lost him, in January. And my relationship of 6.5 years and the kids and I haven't even ever met that baby and I may never meet that baby. And that's sad to me. And it all has to do with running my mouth when I shouldn't have. And it wasn't all my fault. I'm not going to take all the blame on it, but I also need to learn how to be better. I'm now walking to my kitchen to murder an ice cream sandwich.
By the way, Geeky Mama Bear, I'm in the same boat with you. My stuff doesn't really work because I'm ADHD as well. So I just found a way to manage the best I could.
This is the most honest conversation that I have ever seen on any live stream in this community. And I appreciate every single one of you that's actually opening up right now. Because this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Most of the time, it's all of us saying hi to each other or me giving Caitlin shit about something. Because that's what Caitlin and I do. And
I thought it was going to be, I got to block this person. This is getting brought up. This is a shit show. Oh my God, it's going to turn bad. Like I was fearing that was the path we might take. Now I have more faith in a lot of people in here than that, but I was thinking worst case scenario.
Yeah, one thing that we can always hold on to with this group of people is everything always turns to food.
It turns to what?
Food.
Very
Chocolate
true.
chips. I want buffalo wings, chocolate chips, ice cream sandwiches. And that's when you know that you've lost everybody, when they've started talking about food.
It's not squirrel, it's wings.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Smitty says, I would agree. Work was my main personal interaction with people, and I've told certain people in certain groups that they've gotten me through this past year. Hold on to those people. Honestly, hold on to them. I might be 10,000 miles away from most of y'all, but y'all are closer than some of my family. Food sounds nice. I love you. I love you.
There it goes.
Hey, look. Mom's 2 miles away, and she's like, yum, garlic fries. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. If I offended you,
No.
then there was some shred of truth or something that's touching you that you need to look at yourself. If any of this was inspiring to you, I hope that you take that inspiration and push it forward to this entire community. Excuse me. I'm drinking. I did have to have a cocktail. I hope we can still open up to each other and have these types of real conversations. Whether somebody said, I want this to be like this one time a month. If you guys want to do this one time a month where we do a rip off the Band-Aid and just everybody start talking, let's do it. I don't have a problem with doing that. I really don't. I mean, I don't care who hosts it or whatever. If ripping off the Band-Aid is something that we need to do from time to time to remind ourselves that we're all human beings, let's do it. Yep. Let's do it.
I totally agree. I mean, why not? This may have worked for some people. This may have actually been a feel-good moment in the end, knowing that some of their stresses, are addressed and they may not have to face as many issues, in the next, week or so. Because from what I see, it's all the time. It's every day. It's, something going on, and if we can slow it down at the least, it's great.
Ruker said, okay, let's talk. Let's talk after this. Maybe this is something that we do, and maybe it would be helpful to have someone that knows. I mean, because we're not by no means professionals. We're just fed up, and I'm not fed up anymore. And I feel so much better now that I've gotten all of this off my chest. And that's about all I got to say.
Yeah, like I can actually put a smile on my face and not want to punch a wall. Like
ready for a new start and a new beginning. Thank you, Dana.
Love you, Dana.
All right, guys, we are going to call it a night because it's almost 10 o'clock here. The dog has come in and stalked me a couple of times, looking at me like, when are you going to take me out to pee? And I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning because half of my hours is gone. So,
yeah. One last thing. No matter how big your channel, small your channel, if you don't have a channel, if you have an idea and you want to reach out and talk to somebody, do it. Whether it's, personal or, something that could help everybody. Like, don't think you're too small or you're above, anything else. Like, let's get it started. Like, that's the bottom line. He said so. And Matthew, I love you, Bob. You better take care of yourself.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. We hope to see you next week. And
we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal Clara's thing because there will be a next one. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Everybody.